Good morning and welcome back to day 6 on the Camino Inglés here in wet and windy Spain. We have a shorter walking distance today of only 16 kilometers, which I am grateful for, which is about half a day's walking. The weather forecast was meant to be bright and sunny, but it's torrential rain outside, hence why I've got my waterproof jacket on, and I've also got my sealskin waterproof socks on as well. Foot care has been addressed, my feet are taped up. I have blisters on the bottoms of both of my feet now, but they are manageable. The only thing that's really sore is the bottom of my feet. It still feels like someone's took a meat tenderizer to them. But as you can see, I'm standing, and I'll probably take some ibuprofen and paracetamol for breakfast just to make life a little bit easier for me later. I really like staying at this albergue, very clean, very hospitable. Really good night's sleep. The two ladies that we were sharing the dorm with were so respectful. They didn't make a peep all night. When their alarm clock went off, they packed up, got dressed in absolute silence. So my experience of albergues has been really positive. So I'll leave all the details about where I've stayed in the description box below if you want more information. And if you want any information about the Camino, about the route, about where we stayed, things to see along the way, please do drop me a comment and I'll come back to you when I can. So yes, it's time to get our backpacks on. Just because it is a slightly shorter day today, we thought we'd have a tiny lay-in till about 7 o'clock. It's now almost 8 o'clock, which is a time that in most of these places you have to vacate by. Right, it's time to get our backpacks on, hit the trail, finish this pilgrimage, and you know what I'm going to say next? As I always say, it's time to rock up and ramble. We were going to start walking, and then we came across this lovely bakery. Oh, look at all these nice things. Okay, I think we've got time for a coffee and a pain au chocolat. Opposite the albergue is a lovely bakery, and myself and Steph got tempted by all the sweet things in the window. So we've had some coffee, and we've had a large pain au chocolat, and that's filled us up for breakfast. And guess what? It stopped raining temporarily, and we're going to get a stamp from here as well. We do need to have 2 stamps today to qualify for the pilgrim certificate at the end of the pilgrimage. Last night we went to St Andrew's, which is a local church, and we attended a mass service, and we also got a stamp from the local church as well. And I would say, if you are doing a pilgrimage of any kind, do check out your local church services and maybe pop along and attend. Even if you don't want to take communion in a different denomination, that's also fine. Just be present and soak up the environment, soak up the atmosphere and the culture, and see what the local spirituality is like, because that's the whole point of pilgrimage, right? Anyway, we are going to get our next stamp, and we'll see you very shortly. Fueled and ready to go. Let's put one foot in front of the other. I feel like today is going to be more tortoise than hare, but that's absolutely fine for myself and Steph. Let's Marjorie Kemp it. Can't believe we're just so far. Pilgrims behind us. Pilgrims in front of us. Just over 14k left. Deliberately slowing it down. Look at those glorious views over the Spanish countryside. So plush and green. Everything smells so fresh because it's rained. Where we're walking through at the moment is mostly agricultural countryside, and we are in the season of harvest. And Now, one thing that I have become acutely aware of this morning is the farmers bringing in the harvest, and they're using what I would call traditional tools. There's no big fancy machinery, there's no Klaus combine harvester roaring through the fields. It's all done by hand. Back-breaking work, tiring knees. That's hard graft, isn't it, being a farmer and labouring the land. I just said a few prayers a minute ago with Steph, just to give thanks to our farmers and those who do heavy labour on the land to make sure we are all fed and watered. I think that's something to pray into, especially if you live in a town or a city. You can feel quite detached from the rural world and the realness that comes with that. We forget that the land has to be laboured. You know, we sit in a cafe or a restaurant and we pick what's on the menu, but a lot of work has gone into making that happen. We have now officially entered the enchanted forest. This is the enchanted forest. Now, I'm not 100% sure what the story is behind that, but some pilgrims have reported unusual things happening here and some paranormal activity. Make of that what you will. But so far, it just looks like a very pleasant, beautiful green space. We have now left the delightful woodland area of this section, and we are on the edge of the city of Santiago. We are surrounded by an industrial estate and warehouses and a few residential properties. And I've just clocked eyes on a cafe. This may well be our lunchtime stop. It's coming up to 12:15. I can see lots of hungry and thirsty pilgrims in front of me. I think I fancy a nice cold pop rather than a coffee. A tasty treat to go with it. What you find on the Camino is that some people walk very quickly. Some are more plodders. Others will take regular breaks and others will whiz straight through to this end. Either way, it's still the Camino. You have to walk it in a way that's right for you, that feels comfortable for the person that's doing it. But what's really lovely is everyone will say, Buen Camino, the good way. And everyone is just encouraging and supporting each other and wishing each other well. And yeah, lots of pilgrims today on day 6, obviously. But we've met people from Finland, Sweden, Germany, Ireland, America, where else? Italy, yes, Italy. Yeah, just people of all different nationalities, all different tongues, just descending on one location, all on a journey of their own, for their own personal reasons. Maybe it is just a long distance hike. Maybe it is genuine spiritual pilgrimage of finding some sort of fulfillment or getting closer to God or whatever that might be for them. But we're all pulling together and wishing each other well. Buen camino. This is 1.6 kilometre way marker. Now if your maths is good, you'll know that imperial, that's the equivalent, thereabouts to 1 mile left. 1 mile to go. We're very, very close now. And we are in the hustle and bustle of Santiago. You can now see the cathedral. It's coming in to do our first glimpse on the Camino. Hey. We're now heading to the Compostela to get our credentials checked and pick up our pilgrim's certificate to prove that we've done over 100 kilometres on foot. It's only about a 3-minute walk from the cathedral itself, and thankfully it's just a short queue. Monday, myself and Steph started from the coastal town of Ferrol, and over 6 days we have been walking up and down hills through some very challenging weather conditions, including a hurricane, believe it or not. And it's been physically and mentally tiring, but spiritually rewarding and refreshing. And after 113 kilometres, we have made it to our destination safely at the Cathedral of St. James, Santiago. And we have our credentials from the Compostela to say that we've walked the distance, we've put in the effort, and here we are. And it is incredible. And we are surrounded by pilgrims from all corners of the world, all nationalities, ethnicities here, and it is amazing. It feels almost like a bit like Pentecost in a way. We're all here for the same reason, and that's really special. And tonight, myself and Steph, with all the other pilgrims here in the city, we shall be attending Mass at the cathedral behind us. So yes, I'll post some stuff on that. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that's followed my journey on Facebook. Thank you for your kind words and your support, and thank you for your prayers. Thank you so much. And please, please, please keep praying for our fellow pilgrims on all sorts of pilgrim trails throughout the world. And just like that, we arrived at the majestic cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. Tired, sore, but full of something deeper than that usual sense of achievement at the end of a long walk. Along the way, Steph and I laughed until our sides hurt, cried when moments got overwhelming, giggled at the smallest of things, and yes, we definitely did do our fair share of grumbling too. But every step on the Camino Inglés brought us closer, not just to our destination, but to ourselves, to each other and our fellow pilgrims, and to something greater. If you're thinking about walking this path, do it, whether you're drawn by faith, curiosity, or the desire for silence and reflection. The Camino Inglés offers much more than just a trail. It offers transformation, For Christians like myself, this was a profound spiritual practice, a practice that connected me with centuries of pilgrims who walked with hope in their hearts. And even if you're not religious, this journey meets you where you are. So, from the rolling green hills of Galicia to the cobblestone streets of Santiago, thank you for walking with us. May your own journey, wherever it takes you, be just as meaningful. And I do hope you feel a little bit inspired by joining myself and Steph on this journey. Thank you for watching. Buen camino.